I've always had some sort of obsession with other worlds. Now, it doesn't matter if it's RPG settings, board games I never actually played, novels. A well-crafted world is a foundation of any good escapism. I remember I would print out in-game books from the Elder Scrolls Daggerfall using a screaming dot matrix printer, and I'd get obsessed with the Pop Guide to the Empire and any reading materials that would frequently be bundled with games. I don't really know where this promotional material came from, but this, along with a demo I probably got from a magazine, drew me into the world of Starsiege. I'll be honest, I find MechWarrior lore to be very boring. Starsiege is a pastiche of sci-fi tropes that might have been inspired by either Warhammer or Dune if you swim hard enough. But the writers seem to have a genuine enthusiasm for their world that shines through in the extensive timeline covering 3 mech games, 2 strategy games, and multiple shooters. There's a God Emperor, there's a Martian rebellion, there's an AI rebellion, and then a few interesting surprises later on. There are a number of interesting differences that distinguish it from MechWarrior. In MechWarrior, the mech is a walking turreted platform, with thick slabs of armor protecting its internals. In Starsiege, the Hercs, as they're called, have energy shields. They also have weapons that only face forward, and they have no turrets, but a limited range of motion on their gimbaled mounts. The idea was to make the gameplay more like Quake, but Starsiege has no strafe function. This makes a duel with another Herc, sort of like a chase between 2 cripples with guns attached to their walkers. A slightly more spry cripple can maybe get behind the other one and shoot it in the back for a while before sheer uncoordination breaks the momentum and they break off. Or you get yourself a shield modulator, put full shields to forward and just keep aiming for a leg joint until you either chest bump off the other one or one of you dies.
Mission objective complete.
Maybe they felt a strafe function would just turn the game into a clumsy first-person shooter. But a clumsy first-person shooter is better than an even clumsier whatever this is. Another interesting tool is being able to switch your radar from active to passive to be able to affect the visibility on your enemy's radar. Or you can also turn off your engines for complete stealth on an unaware enemy. This combined with the lack of strafe makes the Hercs seem more like land boats, and the game reminiscent of space sims like TIE Fighter. For those craving the MechWarrior experience, there are also literal tanks with full 360-degree turrets. They cannot utilize shields, which are the Herc's biggest defensive advantage. The game also doesn't pull any punches when it comes to difficulty, especially in the second campaign.
Energy.
The missions frequently had me scrambling back to the keyboard layout to find out how to use a gadget I needed, or staring at the objective screen to find out the reason I'd failed. In general, the missions tend to be heavily scripted, but always in the service of the narrative. But the reason to be interested in Starsiege is the story.
Dark intellect escaped the fire. Man stood in the ashes of Mother Earth. For 200 years, the immortal Emperor built the Earth's armies. But only Earth's. Then the colonies of Mars and Venus revolted against the unjust imperial law. Harabik, the greatest imperial knight, joined the rebellion. His brother Kanan led the knights to Mars to suppress it. Then, prospectors on Mars discovered a hidden cavern filled with the mysterious weapons left by a long-dead alien race.
I yield. Phoenix. Welcome to Mars, brother.
Using a captured Cybrid spaceship, they forged a last desperate gamble. Operation Cardinal Spear.
Stupid human.
Orbital control? What's with this meteor shower?
Of particular note is the campaign of the game's antagonist, the Cybrids. These missions are harder, but playing as sociopathic robots can be very cathartic.
enemies of humanity forever.
After Starsiege, the strategy games Mission Force Cyberstorm 1 and 2 follow in the timeline. Kanan becomes the new Emperor of Man. The Cybrid remnants are beaten back once again, and a group of corporations fight over control of the Jumpgate network that would eventually become integral to the backstory of Starsiege tribes. Bioderms, disposable vat-grown pilots, feature heavily as a symbol for disregard of human life over profits. Starsiege Tribes is arguably more highly regarded, and became a wildly successful competitive shooter. But I have always had a soft spot for the game that sparked it all. Currently, the license rests in the hands of high-res studios, who make free-to-play games, but I hope that one day someone will return to the world of the mech game that started it all. Getting Starsiege to run can be challenging. In the Discord, work on a new patch is sporadic at best. If any knowledgeable individuals would like to assist, I'm sure I would not be the only one. Great for your efforts.